Uh, First meeting is the Development Board of Stewart, Houston County. I see we have a quorum. Anybody know anything about Vicki? Y'all heard from her? Ms. Reed? Okay. I call the meeting to order. You all should have received in the mail, otherwise, a copy of last month's meeting. Copy you got tonight, got a copy of the bill, and floor's open for, if there's no, floor's open for a motion to let me pay the bill, have the bills paid, and there's no objections to the minutes of last month. We'll approve them as read.
So moved.
Spurgeon?
Second.
Who was that? Deutsch or French? Have a motion second on the floor. Any discussion? Hearing none. All in favor of the motion, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed likewise. Motion carried. All right. Election of officers. That time of year. Floor is open for nominations. Hearing.
I move that the officers that we have elected keep their spots.
I second that motion.
Motion second, acclamation, is that right, Judge, what I'm trying to say? By acclamation.
Call for question.
Huh?
Call for question, vote on it.
Question, all in favor of that, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, thank you, it's an honor.
Thank you, thank you.
Yes, it's an honor to be with you all. We have, I think, a tremendous board. And again, thank you. Try to do my best. All right, under old business, Mr. Eric Milligan with ECL Materials, you have the floor for 10 minutes, if you need it.
You can come up here? Or?
Yes, sir, please. You want a mic?
No, I'm good. I talked loud enough.
You can turn that around if you want to.
That's all right. So, appreciate you taking the time to listen to me again. As unfortunate as it was, we did lose the marketing contract with TVA. We sent the board a letter as requested by our lease agreement. We do have multiple contracts with TVA, not just that. We actually have a blanket contract, which is also in that letter that we sent y'all to the board. We got contracts with the gypsum, operations maintenance contracts, marketing contracts. Opportunity still comes up. There's still about 11 million tons or better in CCPs. Actually more than that. Still out there that still has an opportunity. This is just, so our lease agreement was based solely on the fresh ash that's being produced right now. We have loadout facilities for that. As y'all seen, I think y'all went and visited one in McEwen or Dixon over there.
Clarksville.
You went to the Clarksville one? And then one in Clarksville. We still maintain those as well too. We still want to do business with the industrial board and still maintain this operations here in the industrial board. For not just now, but future opportunities as well too. Eco Materials, you know, we want to take the same contract, or if y'all want to look at it, make different terms or whatever, we'll make our same payments, do our same development with it. There's still opportunities there to, not just with us, for our existing blanket contracts with TVA and our existing contracts with TVA to do the exact same thing that we've actually come to you in the first place. That's what Eco Materials is recommending. Now, we've already we've already spent a lot of money, Eco Materials has, in developing this site, even with working with R.J. Corman and the utility and the rail system there, engineering everything with that, and working with the board as well too. We're still willing to pay the payments, and I don't really see, if you're not doing nothing with that land, what's it gonna hurt? Even in this agreement that we have currently, or did have, which terminated on just based on the fresh fly ash production, if we don't do what we're saying we're gonna do, 2 years you can tell us to leave. I'm gonna make you payments every month to maintain that lease. And if we don't do if you don't like what we do, kick us out. But I would like the opportunity, whether if y'all wanna put some different conditions in there or not, I would sign the same lease agreement today to maintain the same lease agreement. And that's really all I have. I want to continue to do business in the park. There's a lot of opportunities still there for our company, as well as TVA byproducts. And like I said, it was unfortunate. I know I told you I had a multi-year contract, and I did. I did not see that coming. That was, without getting into the language of contracts, it was out of my hands. Other than that, we'd still like to do business, still want to maintain that, still want to fix that place up, still, whatever requirements you have under that lease agreement, I'll sign it today, whatever y'all want to look at. Just let me know how you want to proceed. Any questions?
Yeah, what product are you talking about? What product would you be wanting to use the facility for?
Ash, just not fresh ash.
Well, describe, what do you mean?
So fresh ash is your current production ash. What if it runs today? That's the production that it's making right there. As you know, there's you worked out there, you know, millions of
Yeah,
tons.
this is the benefit of everything.
Yeah,
So, okay, describe, so you'd be getting the ash, harvesting the ash off the ground, off an old pond that was stacked or whatever.
yes,
Is that right?
yes, sir.
Is that not being done now?
No,
Is anybody doing that now?
no, no, sir. We're doing it on the gyp side of it. We currently are, but not on the ash side.
But you're not talking about using this facility for gypsum.
No, you got a wallboard plant right there.
Right.
Yeah, you're not,
Right.
we need everything we got there to feed
Understand
people.
that.
Yeah.
So what about,
You know, it
what
could,
about the customer?
I tell you what, it could be even an opportunity on the gyp side to bring gyp in for the wallboard plant once TVA and reserves have been,
It's low on gypsum.
and gets low on gypsum, yes, sir.
Is there a demand for the harvested ash? Because I know it's dirty.
It's a lot dirtier, so
So.
I'm glad you asked. So Eco Materials, and you can look across the papers wherever you want to. We're doing a lot of it in a lot of other states, a lot of Southern Company plants. We've got the technology to go into these, and we've done all the testing, even for here, and multiple sites, but got all the testing and data collected to take a ash and make it into a marketable material. And we're doing that in numerous states now. The first to do it and continuing on with doing that in multiple states.
Now, you're gonna still follow on the number of employees, right? Was it 10? Was that what's in the contract?
10 within 2 years, I believe, is on the contract.
Okay. You're still gonna,
I will maintain the contract, yes, sir.
Do you have a contract with TVA now to get that? Or is that something that you're gonna be working on?
That's something everybody's working on, yes, sir.
So
What's the question, Attorney?
if they have a contract with TVA now to get that, what you call it, not fresh ash, but.
Dirty ash.
Yeah, ash stack, ash pond is what I would call it, dirty ash.
And he answered that they don't have that yet.
So you don't actually have that yet?
I don't have that marketing contract yet. Well, I can't get into a lot of specifics on my contracts, right? But what I do have is a blanket contract. And in ones that's worked at TVA, I'm sure y'all understand what that is for a contractor out there, right? we get an opportunity more so than most people do, a better opportunity than most people, contractors, to, because we put in all of our investments and monies and got a blanket contract open right now. You know, that's about all I can say about, you know, contracts, but I do not have a contract for the material.
Mr. Chairman, when our engineer that represents the board give his opinion, and I remember getting a copy of it when he looked at this project one time, I guess by, refresh my memory, he was just looking strictly at the ash, we'll call it the fresh ash.
Right.
Our engineer didn't really consider the hardest and the
No.
stacked ash. I remember enough, it's a different, little bit different, that can bring in, especially if you get older, deeper, leach, you know, compaction leaches. You can get some components, even some different permit, like limits sometimes. You know, we may, I don't know what the pleasure of the board is to consider this any further or go any further with it. But if we do, I think we need to relook at that, our engineer, if the board wants to do that. I don't, or not.
Not interrupting, but by the time it would get to that point of that, this would be a marketable ash, which would come up under the same criteria as C618.
Well, the marketable parameters and the parameters of what has what exists in the ash, I'm not sure it would be the same thing. I'm not sure it wouldn't be.
It is. We've done a lot. You know, if you're marketing, you got a criteria you got to go by, and if it meets those specifications, it's got to meet those specifications to be marketable.
Got one other question.
Yes.
If you don't get this from the board, are you going to pursue the contract with TBA anyway? Y'all gonna get that deal, whether you do it with us or some other way? Are you gonna, if you're not successful in getting this contract with this board, are you still gonna take that kind of ash and take it somewhere else and do something with it? Are you still gonna pursue the contract with TBA?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
How many new jobs are you gonna provide?
This is still, you know, what I'm saying on that current lease agreement that we did have, I said 10. I'll maintain that 10. I mean, this could be a lot bigger than that, but I don't even, you know, it's not there yet. I'm not there yet. I don't know exactly how many it could be or will be, but what I'm telling you is to maintain that contract within the 2 years. I think it was on the guidelines of that. Within 2 years, if I don't, then kick me out. I'm gonna give you a check every month for that, regardless. If I don't, then if our company does not, then by all means.
Me personally, and nothing against Eric Milligan or Eagle Material, until you have that contract and we get to look at it, our attorneys look at it, I'm not ready to vote on this. This is me. I have one vote. The contract between you all and TVA. And like Marty, if you all,
He's actually saying that there's gonna be other items that are gonna be doing, whether or not he has the contract for TVA. He's got other things that he wants to do and ship. And so part of his business plan, correct me if I'm wrong, TVA is only one part of it. You got the rest of it that he wants to do.
I didn't hear that.
He's right. I mean, there's opportunities out there, and I can't go into everything on the contracts, but there's opportunities to be had out there with the blanket PO. There's other opportunities to be had. Even if we bring gypsum in, I mean, that may be an opportunity. there's multiple opportunities there.
Well, if they just leave it open and allow you to go get what you're gonna get with TBA, and then when you get that, bring it back to the board, could you do that?
That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, it's
What do you mean leave it open?
just, instead of them making a decision tonight, calling on some kind of vote. You
This is,
could come back when you get your contract with TBA.
so what if the contract's a year from now with TVA? I don't know when TVA is gonna allow this to happen or not.
Come back to the board, get on the agenda and ask them if they'll do it, and then we can easily do the same contract if they vote for it. We've already got a contract, all we gotta do is change a few words in it and add in there about what you said, just said about the 2 years. If you didn't have the employees in 2 years, they could kick you out. That's
To
what you
make,
said.
to make this official, so we really get down to true discussion, I make a motion that we honor the existing contract that we had with Echo Materials and that we had put in place and move forward with it.
Minus the fly ash agreement or whatever, attached to
It
that.
makes no difference to me on the fly ash or whatever. We're actually setting up you're setting up a business that you're going to be doing different things. You're going to be paying the board a fee every month, and then you're going to put this infrastructure in place to do it. I don't really care if you're doing fly ash, wet ash, dry ash, or if you're digging dirt out of the side of the hill and shipping it out of there. That should not be really my concern, as long as it's environmentally safe and it's not going to harm the industrial part, and which that from what we've gone through, that's not an issue. So to me, you've got my motion. I think we should move forward. I just don't see sitting and waiting on this.
Before we ask for a second, well, do I have a second?
Yeah, I'll second that.
Okay, have a motion, second discussion. Do you want, is Marty recommended a while ago to get Bob Warren to look at the old ash?
I think that's a waste of time because it's going to be an environmental issue, whether it's dry or wet, it's going to be virtually the same thing.
It's
I do not
all
see-
new in it, Eric.
I do not see getting an engineer to look at it again.
It's a dry, the
But
dry
I mean-
and the stack.
Yeah,
We call it dirt.
it's two different.
It's two
It's
different.
the same thing, it's all put up there, it come from the same place, it's all put up there from production that just didn't get sold. It
Yeah,
moved
yeah,
up there.
there's difference. I seconded the motion, but I do kind of feel like there might be a little bit of concern there that when
So-
you're harvesting the old ash, it sets up. And
Well, you go
it's
down, the
wetter.
hotter it gets.
Well, it sets up and it leaks. Every time it rains, it leaches. So every kind of parameter that was at the top leaches down through there. And if you're harvesting so many feet deep, you're harvesting rainwater that comes through that and leaches these products out sometime. I'm not schooled enough in it as much as I used to be. I've been gone a long time. And you said it's about the same thing, and that's probably right. But I'd kind of like to get
It is.
impartial opinion.
What I'm saying is, it's at the plant. If it gets treated or done whatever, however you want to make it a gradable, marketable fly ash, C618. If you want to get it to that parameter, that's what's coming over to the transloading position. That's the only thing that's coming over. And it's not any of the impurities or whatever that you've taken out. It's really not any there, but it's not none of
It's
that
not
coming
really
over.
taken out. That's my point. It's not taken out.
But it's
But our contract had the clause in it with the environmental anyway, didn't it?
it did.
Yeah, we were covered with environmental
We
stuff.
covered it.
So
For
that's
that
already-
particular problem.
Well, if there's problems with the ash, you can't sell it
I
anyway.
can't sell it. That's exactly right. If it doesn't meet the criteria, then I cannot sell it. Same as the gym.
Did I understand you
Who,
say that you
it's our
possibly,
contract. I'm sorry, go ahead.
did I understand you say that you possibly might even bring some in by rail for the Jimson plant?
It's a good possibility.
Possible,
Yes,
that's what
sir.
I'm saying, I didn't say you would, it's just
Yes, sir.
possible, okay.
Yes, sir. Because everybody knows, TVA's shutting down. These stacks aren't gonna last forever. Fresh production's gonna be gone away. We gotta move some out. We got mounds of gyp, we got mounds of, ash up there. We gotta get, I live here too, you know, I live real close here to the plant. You know, what better way to get it out?
Well, I mean, if you're gonna bring Jimson in, just assuming you will, we definitely don't want the Jimson plant to close because they don't have the product that they need. I mean, this county and both counties cannot afford that. And for us not to continue with eco materials or eco materials at this point, to me, that's saying we don't want anything in the park. That's it, we're shutting it down.
But Eric, you're willing to go ahead and make your payment, just like,
I'll pay you for December. I did pay and it got sent back to me. I'll even pay for the
well,
December one.
2,500,
Yes, sir.
2,500 a month.
Well, now we had in there after 2 years, if they haven't, reached their, quota for the number of jobs, that it would double the amount of the rent. It wasn't to be terminated, like Eric just said.
I'm sorry, I thought that's what it was said. I'm sorry.
Yeah, and so
But
we wanted
you-
to say, I mean, it'd
you
be
did
different
say-
than what you said, and not written it down. Is that the way you want it or not?
I'll keep it, what I'm saying, I thought I read it that way. I'm sorry, Mr. Vincent, that's not the way I read it. If it doubles, then I'll pay the double if I don't, whatever.
Y'all need to specify, because he's offered one way and the contract reads another way, so I need to know which way you want it. You want it to terminate, or you want it to be rent?
Let's just go with the contract we got.
So with that,
So, and I'm good with that. I'm sorry I read that.
yeah.
I agree.
But now, and there are terms in the contract for increasing the rent, isn't there?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
But you did say at the end of 2 years, if we wasn't happy with the contract, we could void the contract, is that what you're saying?
I got
Now, the
it.
rent, if they don't produce the number of jobs they contracted to
We
have
can move forward.
after 2 years,
Right.
then, we can double the rent on it. Instead of paying $2,500 a month, it'd be $5,000 a month.
Understand, understand.
And then I think after 5 years,
We can terminate.
you could terminate. Okay, gotcha.
Or I don't know if it's 5 or 4, but, you
Yeah,
know.
it was 5. I just looked at it.
Yeah, and we were all good with that then, with that part.
So who's gonna buy the fresh ash now?
I didn't even mention, I'm not even into that right now. I'll let that,
It's gonna get old.
Hopefully you will, but,
it might get old. It's sitting out there right now.
Thank you.
need to vote.
Have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Roll call alphabetically, please.
George,
Yes.
Fitzhugh,
Yes,
French,
Yeah.
Grasky,
Yes.
Reedy, Wright,
Yes.
Spurgeon,
Yes.
Vaughn.
Yes.
Thank y'all very much.
You're more than welcome. Thank you for coming. All right, other old business. You should have received, this motion handed out. Just,
I'd like to make a comment about that.
pardon?
I'd like to make a comment about it. To me, having looked at our budget in the past and everything, and with the unknown in the future for the motion that you're talking about, then I think we should move forward with it.
Also move.
Motion second.
Second.
A motion second. According to this verbatim here.
Yes.
Okay.
It just protects us, that's all it does.
Pardon?
It protects us.
Yeah.
It's just a wise thing to do.
Yeah. And we'll get it. This will be sped up. We'll sign tonight so we don't get behind with our obligation.
Right.
We've got some stuff you should have got. She'll send you email, from our loan officer tomorrow, Renee, right? From, Amelia.
The only thing I was supposed to send Amelia the
Okay, so you're not gonna send them, you're not,
I
you
can,
wanna send them a copy, forward an email to them,
yes, I
what
can,
she said, what Amelia said?
I can, yeah.
If you would, I'd like the minutes to show that this is no taxpayer money, this is a board.
Yes.
Yeah, never has been. Never been taxpayer money, except when they purchased it in the mid-70s for an average of $2,000 an acre, for 270 acres. So, okay, any other discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, let it be known by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, likewise, motion carried. New business, I don't have any more. Anybody else?
Just another little curious thing that, and
Oh, that's on the next, that's on the,
no,
I'm sorry.
I just had some, I guess it was still old business, and I'm just gonna bring up one comment.
Okay.
Just a casual comment. What about our neighbor? Has any property been sold, neighboring the park? Is the True Local Beef made any purchases? I looked on the tax assessor, recently, and I didn't see any name changes on there.
No.
So that purchase, does anybody know, just around the community?
Got an email from Economic Development today. I guess I can say that, can
Yes, and I forwarded that email to everybody, but I didn't
I?
get
Did you
a chance
see
to
that
call
from
everybody.
Randy?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Yes.
That'll tell you about True Line Beef.
Oh, it did. I just wanted to,
Did you all see it?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was,
I'll-
being frank, I thought it was senseless to send it to us because it was not something that we were even gonna be involved with, because they'd already told us they'd withdrawn and were going somewhere else.
She
So-
was letting us,
Yeah, but 3+ months later,
Oh, I think
I
she
thought
was-
it was ridiculous to send it out at this point. If they're that far behind, then they need to get their act together.
well,
I was happy to get it. I thought it confirmed that every time we heard, that they had pretty much picked the site for him, that was not the opinion shared. And I think the email backed that up.
do too. I can't control what economic development is. None of us, I don't think, can on that. But I'm gonna say that I appreciate her sending that, let us know that they couldn't get the incentives till he did what we asked him to do.
That's all it is.
Motion to adjourn.
Second.
We're adjourned. Next meeting, February 27th, 5 o'clock.